Direct Economic Solution presents Procurement Placement and Tracking Mechanism for the Ministry of Interior Affairs of the Government of Afghanistan. Direct Economic Solutions: Peace and Security, Safety and Stability, Strategy and Prosperity, Plan and Normality. Does your purchasing department feel like this? Are there hundreds of suppliers coming to your office every day? Does every document have to be stamped and signed tens of times? Is the ministry losing revenue? Are goods being delivered and recorded accurately? Time to change. With the Direct Economic Solutions procurement placement and tracking mechanism, you will be able to do all of the following. Pre-register all preferred government suppliers. Create requests for proposals (RFP) in minutes. Inform all suppliers of requests for proposals at the same time. Compare all bids easily on one screen. Send and view all messages from the same dashboard. Request supplemental information from suppliers. Cross-reference delivered inventory with bids. Flag all discrepancies automatically by system. Transparently track all processes. Reduce all fraud and corruption to 0%. Save time, save money. Let's look at what the dashboard looks like. You can create a request, give it a name, and set a deadline for submissions. You can then write the description, create a list of items if necessary, or download the list from a spreadsheet, and attach any necessary documents such as standard certificates. You can then invite suppliers to bid on the request for proposal. You can add additional questions for potential suppliers. You can make the RFP public or keep it internal to the ministry. You can set the currency in US dollars or Afghanis. You can set the expected budget. And finally, you can submit the request for proposal. The entire process will take less than 10 minutes. All bids will only be made visible once the deadline for submissions is reached. Once you have received bids, this is what the dashboard will look like. You can compare the bids received. You can see differences instantaneously, and you will be able to view bids in more detail. You can also see messages from suppliers and respond to them if necessary. You will be able to compare bids in very high detail, and you will be able to see company profiles in detail. For suppliers to be able to bid on requests for proposals, they must first be registered with the Ministry of Interior Affairs. To do so, they must provide all necessary documents, such as business registration, bank statements, deposits held, standard certificates, etc. Once they have completed the process, we will provide them with a password to be able to access the bidding portal. Registration will have to be renewed on an annual basis. To reduce fraud and corruption to 0%, all bids will only become visible once the deadline has been reached. Each bid will have complete details and a final monetary value. The purchasing officer confirming the chosen bid will be registered by the system to ensure accountability. Once a purchasing officer has chosen a particular bid, his or her decision will have to be confirmed by his or her superior. Any contract over $50,000 can only be confirmed by the head of department. Once the bid has been accepted and paid for, the warehouse will do a blind and independent audit of goods supplied. If there is a discrepancy, it will be flagged. There will be no cash in the entire process, as all bids will be paid for by bank transfer and can therefore be tracked and audited. Workflow for placing and tracking requests for proposals. All suppliers register with the Ministry of Interior Affairs. We create a request for a proposal. This is automatically informed to all suppliers. We receive and review all bids. Is the request for proposal over $50,000? Yes. It must be reviewed by a head of department. If it is not, then we can automatically award the contract to a successful supplier. The supplier delivers goods. Warehouse independently checks delivered goods. Is delivery correct? If it is not, we inform the purchasing department. The purchasing department will take remedial action, and the supplier will have to re-deliver the goods. The warehouse will check it, and if now the delivery is correct, the bank will pay via transfer to the supplier. The ministry offices will be clutter-free. The entire process will be digitized without the need for unnecessary paperwork. Ministry staff will be happy, stress-free, and far more productive. The ministry will save millions of dollars. Suppliers are also happy as they spend less time on bureaucracy and more time on their business.